Okay, hello guys, how are you doing? Welcome back to our love channel, Cube Learning. Okay, so this channel is dedicated for you who wants to be a professional engineer as a process engineer or a chemical engineer that you want to improve your knowledge and your skill regarding your P&ID review or process simulation. So this channel is very good for you. Okay, in this session, we are gonna discuss regarding the double block and bleed in control valve design. So I'm gonna show you for the visualization for the control valve design that I have made. Okay, so I will show the Microsoft Visio. So I've made for the control valve schematic design to implement double block and bleed in the control valve. So as you can see, this is the Microsoft visualization worksheet. If you want to some requests regarding the Visio, you can just contact me on LinkedIn or just my email that attached in this channel. So I think this is the final result of my work to redraw or drawing the schematic design of the control valve. Maybe you can use this very easy to use as a first or the beginner of the process engineer. So maybe you can add some equipment in here and then you can draw. So you want to, maybe you can add the pump or just control valve in here as diagram valve. Okay, let's jump to our main session, because for this one, maybe for the next session, I will discuss for the special episode for the how to make the P&ID via Microsoft Visio. Okay. Then I'm gonna share for the DBB block valve. As you can see, this is the final result of the double block and bleed. So why the name is double block and bleed configuration philosophy on control valve? Because as a professional process engineer, you have to consider the double block and bleed schematic design, because this is very important to make your control valve is more reliability and more safety. So maybe I have to explain regarding the what is DBB, so also what the main function of the DBB on the configuration on the control valve. Okay, so as you can see, this the control valve, 3-inch control valve, and then we have flow line from here to the here. Let's say we can assume that this line is the hydrocarbon line. Okay, so double block and bleed or DBB configuration is addressed to have some function. One function if you want to maintenance your control valve in here, so you have to isolate your control valve via this valve. So during normal operation, the flow will go right here, because this normally close NC. So this the flow will not flowing in through this through block valve. The main flow in here and in here. Okay, so once you have to maintenance your control valve, or you have to adjusted your control valve during online maintenance, you have to make or rearrange your block valve on the upstream of your control valve in here, and the downstream of your control valve. This to make sure that no fluid surface will go through at the control valve. So during maintenance, you have to align first. You have to open this one, the block valve in the upstream. So this is the type of the gate valve, and this is the globe valve. You have to open this, and then you have to, after you open the block valve in the upstream of the globe valve, you have to crack open of this one, and then a little bit flow will flow in through this both of the block valve and the globe valve. Okay, and then you can block for this control valve in here. So maybe ensure that these they're normally closed, and then you can also make it normally closed, and it is closed in position, closed position. Okay, so all the flow will flowing in through the bypass line, so we can call it as the bypass line. Okay, so the DBB or double block and bleed is ensure that there is no flow will go to the will not across your control valve in here. So it's very safe, and then you can take out your control valve via this reducer, and your control valve is maintenance. Okay, yeah, so the challenge is you have to manually regulate your bypass line via this. Maybe you can just crack open, because this crack open you can adjust this opening, present opening, to maybe 20%, 20% up to 80%. It depends on what the demand of the process in the downstream. Okay, so the main function of the DBB is to ensure that during online maintenance, your plant or your refinery will not be shut down first, because you have to block for your control valve, and then you allocate the main flow to the bypass line. Okay, so that is the first function of the double block and bleed. Okay, and then I will just share that why I draw this specific double block and bleed, because this is very important to see in case of you want to design your control valve schematic design. Okay, so maybe if you know this the drain line between the block valve, we have to install drain line or fan line, is because it depends on what the fluid states that you have. Maybe if you have the full gas or full vapor liquid state or full vapor hydrocarbon state, you have to change or update it for the drain line to the final line in here. I think it's okay. This is the final line if you have the vapor phase, but if you have the fully liquid of your surface fluid, you have to install the drain between the DBB or double block and bleed. So in case you close this valve and you close this valve, you have to drain out all the remaining liquid between the this block valve and this block valve. So you have to open this, and then the flow and the surface flow will go to the other P&ID or to OIS. OIS mean oily water sum. So the oily water sum is like some the, what can I say, is the very underground or just in the, what can I say, there is there's some pool that will collected out of the drain liquid will finally to be in oily water sum. Okay, in case all the BB is okay, so you have to open the drain valve, this to open, and then you have to open it also, open this to make sure that there is no isolation surface fluid that maybe have the external fire, and then this during external fire, and then key inside for this line, and then maybe the pressure will go up, and then you have the over pressurization between this valve, and we have no pressure safety valve, so I think you have to need to drain first in here because the safety reason and environment issue. Okay, I think this what I can say, because it's very important to know, and then maybe this depends on what the project specification. Maybe some company the DBB is mandatory to install, but it's also depend on the what a surface fluid, what kind of the surface fluid did you have. Maybe if you have just water, you don't need to install for the DBB schematic design because the water is very safe. And then if you have some, maybe for the LPG, liquid petroleum gas, you have to install DBB because DBB is to maintain of the maintenance of the control valve, and then the reliability itself of the control valve. And then for the bypass line, if we have some case, if this line is at the discharge of the pump, if this line is kind of discharge of the pump, since during the startup of the pump we need to close all this first line, so we have to crack open this first, because yeah, maybe I will share in the different session how to start or the commission our pump. So the first we have to open this valve, these two valve, to ensure that the discharge is crack open, and then if the flow of the pump it go high, and the increase of the flow, maybe in here, maybe right here is the flow, the key operated of the pump, and then you can also open this valve, and then you have to close this valve. This we can say the bypass line is start up or warm up line of the pump. Okay, that's all for this session. So if you need more clarification for me, or just you have a problem regarding your design P&ID, so I think don't be hesitate to contact me on my email at David Bermedi 06 at gmail.com, Feel free to share that what's your problem, so I will help you to solve your problem. Feel free to share. If you have any mistake regarding the process design on P&ID making, I maybe I can help you to solve your engineering issue. Okay, that's all for me. Please stay tuned in this channel, because in the future I'm gonna share a lot of chapter how to how to be go prepare for the P&ID process flow diagram, and also or detailing engineer design, or DED, regarding the process engineer. Okay, I think that's all for me. Thank you.